So, what's happened this week in politics? Sir Keir Starmer, who's in charge of Labour, blocked Jeremy Corbyn from standing in the next general election and running to become a local MP. Is Jeremy Corbyn gone for good, and does it matter to our lives?
It's a good question. Is he gone for good?
We cross our fingers and hope so.
Well, the thing about Jeremy Corbyn is that he represents a certain part of the Labour Party on the left wing of the party, which is a certain type of politics which people really like. And officially, it sounds all hunky-dory. It's in advancing socialism and peace and love.
Who doesn't love socialism?
Well, he's got a part. He's created a body after he left as leader called Peace and Justice, and he was very into peace and justice. The mistake he makes consistently, forgetting the anti-Semitism charges, but this mistake he makes consistently is that he always goes to one side of an argument and claims, "Oh, I'm only speaking to them because I want peace and justice." But in order to have peace and justice, you need to speak to both sides. So he'll never be seen standing next to, for example, a right-wing Israeli politician.
You just won't be seen next to.
He won't go anywhere near them. No. But he would talk to the Arabs and Palestinians, of course. So, well, hang on. If you want to have peace, then if you're genuinely seeking peace, then have a talk to both. For example, his comments...
That's bad for PR.
Well, it depends what your ambition is. Yeah. In comments between Russia and Ukraine, he's made comments, we should just seek peace. We shouldn't be giving them arms. Well,
he's a pacifist.
It's a pacifist, yeah. But how does that translate in real terms? It's almost an unrealistic view of the world. Now, the young people in university and statistics tell us that they're very big fans, or they were very big fans of Jeremy Corbyn's outlook, because they see the idealism, they see. But the older people, when the older you get in life, the more you realize you're going to be realistic. You're going to have your feet on the ground. Yes, all very nice idealistically, with socialism, all the rest of it, everyone should be equal. The fact is, that's not how the world works. Okay, get real and let's just make it work how it works. So I would just say on a general level, that's always what struck me about him. He talks and talks and talks the good game of idealism and these great big positions of principle, but in reality they don't work. And actually there was a small clip this week which he was accosted by a Sky News journalist who seemed to be treating him with great respect with him. And he was absolutely so rude to her. He was so rude and aggressive. And to me, it's just another example of how you can have a person who preaches peace and love all day on an idealistic level, but in reality, he doesn't even, when the rubber hits the road, he doesn't even meet the challenge. And obviously, when he's talking about stuff like anti-Semitism, so he can say from today till tomorrow that he's anti-racist and anti-racist and anti-racist, but at the end of the day, if you allow...
He's also anti-Semitic.
Well, if you allow people within your party, which is what he did, get away with anti-Semitic slurs, comments, making comments yourself which aren't all that great either.
Or putting yourself next to a terrorist.
Exactly. And those sorts of things, time after time after time, surely there's an indication there that there's something amiss. Now, I happen to think, as I've said before on this podcast together with you about other people, I think there's a huge amount of ignorance there. I don't think he's a malicious person. I don't think he's a bad person. I don't think he's an evil person. I don't think he would like Hitler to come back and kill all the Jews. I really don't think that's his position at all.
Yeah.
But he's just really badly mistaken. He doesn't see the Jewish people as a downtrodden nation of people who are subject to anti-Semitic attacks, of people who would be abused and pushed around. He just sees us as a bunch of successful business people who do whatever we want with their connections in high government. Whereas he looks at other people and he sees, they're the minorities. They are truly, downtrodden and beaten. So I would just say this. He's not going away. He's going to stand as an independent MP, no question.
He's probably going to win.
He's not.
Really?
No.
He seems like he's got a mass. I would think he's
the majority he has is 25,000, but it's a Labour majority. It's not a personal majority.
No personal.
He's probably quite popular. I'm not going to get me wrong, but the people in his constituency are strong, stalwart Labour activists.
It's going to be really embarrassing if he loses.
Not really. I think he's irrelevant.
I just think do you not think he'll be embarrassed? Or he's just too irrelevant? It doesn't make a difference. Sorry.
He is old and irrelevant.
Yeah.
That's why I think. I don't think he's going to come back. I think he'll retire to his little allotments and do his planting of whatever, rhubarb, whatever he does. And he'll make comment every now and again. But what I was worried about was that because he represents a certain part of the party, the left of the party, the far left of the party, when he got blocked this week by this National Executive Committee of Labour, maybe they will all rise up in support of him. And I think it's testament to Keir Starmer's control of the party and the direction that he's taking them in for the last few years that no one squeaked, no one uttered, a little tiny word of support. Not a thing. Oh, you had John McDonnell saying, well, it's not very nice and really should let him back in. But there was no protest. There was no big deal. Everyone knew jolly well if they went out and disagreed with this position, then they would just simply come under attack as well. And Labour would say, see you later, which I think is really positive. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but when it was all about Jeremy Corbyn, 2017, 2018, 2019, you couldn't have imagined the scenario where A, he'd be kicked out, and B, no one would even care about him. He's just irrelevant. And as far as I'm concerned, good riddance.
Thanks so much for coming on, Yossi.
Thank you.